I have a question for Mr. Liu. You have promised to provide more transparency in government. Specifically, please, how would you increase transparency in 3 areas: in the Office of the Comptroller itself, in handling public contracts, and with regard to investments?
Those 3 areas?
Well, all within the Office of the Comptroller,
Okay.
but
The Office of the Comptroller, I would immediately in the first few days conduct a top-down review of everybody in the Comptroller's office. I would put in place experienced managers to carry out the day-to-day operations of the Comptroller's office. I would hire them directly and evaluate them on a regular basis to ensure that we have extreme quality in the Office of the Comptroller. With regard to the procurement process, we have a system called Vendex that I believe is extremely outdated. It has outlived its usefulness in many ways. That entire system has to be reformed and overhauled. That will be one of my priorities in the City Comptroller's office. And with regard to pension investments, that is an area where obviously there's been a great deal of negative publicity lately. And in the area of pension investments, there would be professional managers, highly professional managers that are involved in choosing the investments and also choosing the fund managers that in the end partake in the investment of pension funds. With regard to some of the problems that we have seen of late, I have been the first, and I think still the only one, who has pledged to not accept any kind of political contributions from anybody having to do with the Office of the Comptroller, and certainly in the investment of our retiree funds.
thank you. First response from Ms. Katz.
You know, I find it extremely difficult to find information from the budget almost anywhere on the website, and I think that that is amazing. I mean, I can find it, I can look for it. You know, I think that what you should be able to do is once there is an investment by the city pension funds, you should be able to look that up almost immediately on the website. Folks are sitting around their kitchen tables everywhere in this city trying to figure out where their tax dollars or their pensions are going as investments, and it should not take professional staff in order to find that. We should have transparency that's real, and right now I think a lot of folks talk about it. We need to institute it.
Thank you. Mr. Yaski?
Yeah, you know, promoting transparency, I think, can be one of the most important functions of the Comptroller's office. For example, on the budget, as Councilmember Katz says, here, I've already put the whole city budget online in terms that ordinary New Yorkers can understand. It's www.itsyourmoneynyc.com. Please check it out, itsyourmoneynyc.com, because it's your money. And the idea is it goes program by program, says, here's what we're spending on the program, and then here's what New Yorkers are buying with their tax dollars. I would extend that transparency idea to contracts. Every city contract ought to be online. The whole text of it. There's no reason not to now. People have privacy concerns. You know, if you want to do business with the city, the people of New York are the counterparty. They're entitled to know what their terms are. I know I've gone over.
Mr. Weppert?
Yeah, well, I would start out with a self-audit of the Comptroller's office itself. I certainly would increase transparency, as I mentioned in my opening statement, specifically putting pension investments online, as well as contract with the city, probably over a certain dollar amount. But I just have to respond to Councilman Yaski's remark about putting the budget online. All Councilman Yaski really did was take excerpts from the City Council online budget, as well as OMB, which had already been in effect for a couple of years, and took excerpts from that and put it on his own website.